Welcome everyone to HueFin, also known as HueFin News. Today is October the 10th, 2020, and on today's video, here we are. We're going to update you all on AMD stock and give an idea as to what the market is going to do going forward. We're going to speak on whether or not this particular market is going to go higher in price from the trap perspective. He's the one that is directing the flow of the market. He's the one that we need to follow to get a sense as to where the market's headed. Now, before we get into this AMD stock analysis, make sure you hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. It's our purpose to be here to give you all an advance notice warning as to what we're noticing on the price chart, to give you all a heads up as to where the market's going to go. It's just that easy and it's just that simple. It's not meant to be complicated. Be wary of anyone who is speaking in a language that sounds complicated and is also showing you price charts that looks confusing. They're not for you. So let's get started. Now, if you guys haven't realized, the AMD recently tried to buy out Xilinx right here. You guys can see an article came here on October the 8th that AMD was in advanced talks to buy Xilinx in over $30 billion deal. And this is the actual market reaction to that news. You guys can see here that the market didn't like it. Well, did they or did they not? We'll talk about that first. But as always, before we start out our videos, we want to see what the trap has done against our last forecast. And for AMD, which was on September the 13th, we expected the value of AMD to go lower. And it did, but not by much. Our expectations from our AMD video on the 13th of September, we wanted the trap to fill in this particular gap, right? We told you all about this gap right here in AMD. You know, we were just looking for the market trap to come in and fill it. And as you can tell, on numerous days, he rejected that. Like, he did not even want to lower the value of AMD stock there. He did not want to fill in this gap. So that tells us going forward that this area, $74, is a massive area of support, because even though the market tried, you guys can see it tried to break and fill in that gap on the 17th. It tried to do on the 17th as well as on the 18th, the 19th. I'm sorry. It tried to fill it on the 17th, 18th, and then on the 21st of September, and then on the 23rd, and then again on the 24th. It tried numerous trading days to try to lower the market in AMD, and it didn't do it. So that gives us a heads up. That gives us evidence that he does not want to break price below that. So if you guys wasn't able to catch either of those days the market held support at $74, we missed out. Okay, so if anything, if you did, you got about 3.3% market movement from our video on September 13th. Now for us, we didn't get it. You know, we wanted to fill the gap. It didn't fill. It happens. And now we're trading well into the loss area, right? So if we were to get out right now, we'll be down about 8.84%. Okay, so the market did reverse from our forecast. It didn't come to fruition. It goes that way. So now you just move on and anticipate the next step that the trap is going to do. So down 8.84% on that particular forecast. Okay, so this area here, we're going to talk about our updated forecast in AMD now. So $74, we now know is the area of support into the market. This $74 area would definitely indicate a massive sell once the trap breaks that to the downside. Okay, now let's take a look at the market on the last 3 days. What really occurred into the market in AMD? Nothing much. You know, we just had this massive consolidational glob right here to where the trap has just been trading between $87.50 all the way back down to $74. That's it. Okay, so nothing too dramatic is anticipated in AMD, but I'm not given a sense from the trap that the market is still that strong. You know, we're not really seeing the market in AMD holding a biased to upside price movement. It is not being revealed. If anything, we're going to hold this consolidational trade a little while longer. Okay, so this is the channel that the market trap is in. Okay, so we can create this. This is the channel that the market trap is trading in right now. And we'll get an idea as we continue to track this market as to whether or not it's going to break that restriction area or we're going to break support to the downside. Okay, so we're going to create this. This is our new area of contention in the market for the trap. Now, looking at the weekly time frame, the market could not break above that restriction area. It tried this week and it did not pass. It failed. Okay. It couldn't do it. So already that was one strike against those who wanted to see the value of AMD go higher. Let's take a look at the market on the 3 weeks. See, we're still getting emphasis of market weakness in AMD, but it's not that weak. So that's why we're still literally expecting this market in AMD just to really hold consolidational trading. That's about it. I'm not seeing anything in the positive to see the market go higher. I'm not seeing anything in the negative to see the market go lower. But that means you can still play this dependent on your time preference as to what you're noticing in the market for AMD, right? Now, when I look at these price bars on these multiple time frames, I'm not getting the actual market strength in AMD. I'm not seeing that at this particular moment. Okay. So obviously, you know, the expectation in AMD would be for us to see a little bit of movement to the downside. Not dramatic, not severe, but just a minimal amount of movement lower in price. And that's what we're going to follow on this particular forecast. Now, I know those who may be bullish into the market in AMD long term, we're not playing this forecast on the long term. Okay, we're just going to play this on the daily time frame with the expectation to see some movement to the downside in AMD. That's all. So I'm going to hold it all the way back down here to around 72, even though I'm not expecting the trap to bring it that low. Ultimately, I'm seeing, you know, shallow area TP around $80.75 to 80. Okay, that'd be an initial area of TP into the market, which would be about 3 3/4% market movement to the downside. And that's about it. Now, as we go throughout the rest of this week and get more emphasis on market news, then again, we'll come back in and update this particular video. But for the moment, there is a little bit of weakness being revealed in AMD, and we're just going to play it slightly. So around $80 would be TP, $80.75. Okay, and that's about it. So now it's your turn. Where are you seeing the market in AMD going? Tell us with your prediction, with your forecast into the market in AMD, and tell us your TP price. Do you see the market going higher, lower in the long term, short term? Tell us. Make sure you maintain a profitability, and we'll talk once again on our next video.